Okay. Let's see. Is it running? Make sure the stream and everything is running. Oh, God, that's loud. Just gonna blow up my eardrums with my headphones really quick. Lots of fun. My favorite thing in the world to do. And, whoops, I didn't actually set the thumbnail correctly. It's fine. Actually, can I update that? Oh, no, I can't update that while the stream's running. Oh, it's fine. Not worth it. Alright, so as the title says, basically just feel like continuing building out this massive gold mine thing I've been working on. This is something I did a couple days ago. Was building out a whole bunch of these floors to mine as much gold as possible in No Man's Sky. And I'm going to keep doing it today. I was doing this a little bit earlier today as well. So the only thing that's really changed since the last time I was streaming this and building, if I can find it. Go all the way up. Oh, well, I can kind of show it here, is I've added another 5 supply depots, and it goes all the way up and down to the front row, so like another row up front of those. And because I've added another 5 of those, I've actually increased the height of this by another 5. So basically, I've increased everything by 5. We've got another 5 floors, another 5 supply depots on every single floor. So now instead of each one being able to hold 1,500 or 15,500, now it can all hold 20,500. And there's an additional 5 chains of these. And what I was actively working on now was I was going to keep expanding to the side. I have another 4 that I've been adding onto the side. Over there. And also what I've done is I went ahead and found the build limit. And this isn't like the planetary build limit. I actually don't know if there is really a planetary build limit. This is the base build limit. So what I've basically done is I found out where is the highest I can build to within this single base computer arc, and that tower gets to it. So yes, I have found how high I can actually build this mega structure and get away with. Yeah, so let's go back down. And I think I'm actually out of metal plating. I bet. So I can jump down and show what I was up to. So basically, I've got... Yeah, these are connected. I've been adding another 4 to the sides, like these 4 here that you can't see on the floor above, and getting those to go all the way up to the top. And I'll keep doing this till I have enough metal plating. I think I'm almost out, so I'll have to teleport around in a second to get some more. Then very important, our supply depots do not touch each other. No, I can only build 2. Let's connect those 2 at least. Not that these would actually start filling up. These aren't connected to mineral extractors yet. Because once I get up to the top floor with these 4, I can build another additional 4 floors at the top with mineral extractors and connect it to these chains. And since they're at 20.5 thousand in each of these chains, when I add additional 4 floors, that'll be 24.5 thousand, which means basically it'll take 24 hours to fill up my inventory before I have to empty them. So every 24 hours, I would get 20.5 thousand gold from each silo, and that would be for 20... Well, I'd get 24.5 thousand gold per silo, and there would be 24 of those. So, yes, lots of gold. So let's teleport around a bit. Let's get some metal plating. Yeah, only 5 here, because obviously this is the closest galactic terminal to my construction, so I typically will buy metal plating theirs, like every time I'm there. So I have bought a lot of metal plating. I'm actually kind of curious if this game has advanced statistics on like how much resources you use for different types and so on, because I'd be curious how close I'm getting to like a metal plating limit. Also, a semi-interesting thing about this massive structure I'm building, if I remember No Man's Sky build limits, you're not limited by how many bases you can have. If I remember correctly, you might be. But you are limited across all of your bases of like how many components you can have down. Leisure, additional facilities. Or direct funding to anti-sentinel systems. So let's try this one. What does this do? How does that help against sentinels? That just increases productivity. Okay, sure. Not that it matters. I'm already at max productivity on my settlement, so getting more productivity actually doesn't do anything. Metal plating, that's what I'm here for. I'm going to grab that pure ferrite while I'm here as well. Yeah, I don't have anything to sell. And let's go to, yeah, just random space stations. Buy all of the metal plate. All I'm here for is the metal plating. Okay, good. I was just checking since I wanted to make sure that I don't have any other audio sources going right now. What I might do, I set this up for my Final Fantasy XIV streams. That I can listen to my Spotify while I'm doing them. And the stream can't hear them, obviously, because copyright and stuff. I might eventually set that up for my No Man's Sky as well. Just because this is another game that, like, its soundtrack is good, but I don't need to just constantly be listening to it. Also, my, like, harvester tower and all the batteries and solar panels getting pretty fucking loud. Yeah. Another thing I'm thinking about doing is the harvester tower is getting pretty fucking big, right? And I have to keep basically making it wider in order to keep expanding on it, because I need more chains of the supply depots. So what I'm thinking is, instead of keep making it wider and adding chains of supply depots, starting a new chain of supply depots to make its way towards the top. This is technically going to be less efficient for me, but it'd be more space conservatory, which is starting to become something I have to think about. I might do that, or I might just have to shift around some of the structures I already have. But I'm going to get a feel for that as I keep going. But this is another stream where I'm going to need a stupid amount of metal plating, so I'm going to have to do a decent bit of teleporting around to find it. Also, if you ever see the stream like absolutely freeze, that means that I am alt-tabbed out of the game. Because No Man's Sky freezes when I alt-tab. Yeah, I actually thought it was kind of funny. So, the amount of gold I'm selling, because I'm selling an absurd amount of gold, actually has a little bit of an economic exploit in that individual systems have economies in which if you buy things in those systems, the things you buy go up in value, right? And the things that you sell go down in value. Because, you know, if you add more to the market, it gets cheaper. If you add less to the market, it gets more expensive. And how much is actually available in the market varies based off of, like, if you sell a bunch in a certain area, if you come back to that area, you'll be able to buy it at a, you'll be able to buy it. And normally you're buying and selling in smaller amounts, so like it doesn't have that much of an economic impact on the system's economy. But I found that yesterday went to a system and sold a metric shitload of gold, right? Like an absurd amount. We're talking 10 stacks or more of gold. So I went back today to that system and found that gold prices there were minus 79%. So I tanked their gold economy. So gold was worth jack, like nothing. But that meant that the gold I could buy there, I could buy for 79% off. And considering I sold so much gold there, I could buy a stack of 99,999 gold for a 79% discount, which I did because that means I bought that stack for 10 mil and I immediately could sell it for about 50 mil. So tanking economies in certain areas, I probably won't bother going back and checking, but if I tank economies in certain systems and I actually go back to those systems and then I rebuy all the gold the next day, I can do it again and I can keep doing it forever. So basically, tanking gold economies in these systems isn't that bad because you go, oh, then you can't sell it easily. But it's not an issue. I just teleport around, keep tanking gold economies. Whenever I find a tank gold economy, I buy it all, and I can keep using my hyperdrive to just jump to new systems and tank their gold economy too. So basically, I can just slowly annihilate the gold economy in like every system around me and use that to buy cheap gold to sell in other systems that I haven't tanked the economy on yet. I'm like that weird edge case that developers never think about when they're making their game of what happens if somebody sells an absolutely stupid amount of resource. Like, I feel like you shouldn't be allowed to sell so much resource of any type that the prices drop to negative 79%. Because it doesn't matter what you're buying at that point. You can buy such a bulk quantity of it, and since you're only buying it for about 20% or 21% specifically of the price, no matter where, like, even if you sell it at a minus 5% elsewhere, you're making such a net goddamn profit. But then again, you know, money's not like that important in this game. So, like, I guess min-maxing that crazily is not something they care to think about. Because, like, if you're min-maxing that crazy at that point, you're at a point in which money kind of doesn't mean anything to you. So, like, who cares if you kind of break it a bit? Also, there's no rhyme and reason to which of these systems I'm picking. It's just I scroll until I see a name that I don't think I've gone to recently. I'll, like, vaguely remember the names that the other systems I've been teleporting to. And if it doesn't look like something I've been to recently, I go. Worst case, I get to a system and there's only like 5 metal plates. It's whatever. It just means I wasted a teleport. It's not that big of a time sink. It's a good amount of metal plating, but we're going to need more. So I'm going to teleport a few more times, probably like 3 more times. And then after that, I will make my way back to the construction site. Alright. I'm also just buying up some of this pure ferrite as well, because as I keep building, there's a good chance I'll need pure ferrite to spare. So, might as well grab some of it. I have a lot of spare pure ferrite in my freighter, but you never know. I don't know why I turned back to grab this, the research system. Like, it increases my standing with them, but like if I go to my catalog. Shit. Catalog. Yeah, like the Viki. Standing, 233. Like, it's not that big of a deal to increase my standing more with them. Like... yeah, I think the only, like, medals I need for any of the races still are, like, these missions completed, which it looks like I only need 1 for both Gek and Viki, and I'm done with that, maybe, so... I'll remember to do that at some point. As you can tell by the standing, I have the highest standing with the Korvax, because I hang around them the most. They're my favorite of the like space races in this game is the Korvax. I like the Korvax. So a lot of my home systems, I like being around the Korvax. So if you're wondering why my, relations is the highest with the Korvax, it's because I hang out with the Korvax a lot. Oh, shit. I actually found it. So this is the system that I was talking about before where I sold so much gold. And see, it's regenerating, so I can buy 42,000 here. Which I'm going to do, because why wouldn't I? I'm getting it at a 79% discount. So I'm getting this for about 4.3 mil. And that means I can sell this for 5 times as much. So I'm basically making like a 20-something mil profit doing this. Which, me buying this up, it'll slowly increase the demand. Actually, not slowly, because I bought a shit ton of gold from this system. Tomorrow, this gold price should be higher. I'm not buying as much as I sold, because it can only build up so much. So when I buy, it won't increase back to the prices it was before. But it's certainly going to increase a lot because of the sheer amount of gold I've been buying. Yeah. Like, look at this. All of this that I just bought is worth less than a single stack of one of these. Because I bought it for like 2-something mil. 2.3 mil or something. And look at it. One stack is 3.5. Even if I sell it at a slight loss, I just made so much value. It doesn't matter. And again, it's because in this system I tanked the economy last time. What system am I in? Yeah, I'll see it when I teleport again. After this next teleport, I think I have enough metal plating that I can get back to the site and kind of keep going for a bit. I'll have to come back eventually. Gotta do the route again at some point to collect more, but I should have enough to make decent progress. Oh, cool. I wasn't sure if this system I'd been to before or not, so... Like, you know, I'm just going to sell this right now, because negative 2.6 isn't that bad. Look, last system I bought it in for like 2.3, now I'm selling it for like 14.4. Like, deal. And that means this system gold's going to be worth a lot less next time around. Not next time. I'm fairly certain that the market prices adjust daily. So, like, I'm going to... That one economy that I tanked yesterday, tomorrow it'll be better because I bought a lot today. And also because prices will stabilize over time. Yeah. I have to take... Oh, cool, there's a picture. I didn't take that picture. I'm glad it took a picture, though. Because I was about to say, like, I need to take a picture of my gold mine because I need to teleport to it a lot. And it would be nice if it had a bit more visibility. But no, guess I took it at some point. I'm ready for my ears to explode. Oh. Didn't actually explode. Good. Alright, let's see. Where did I stop off on the supply depots? So those are good. Those are good. Alright, good. Good. Also, something you probably noticed if you saw at all the previous version of this build, where there's just one staircase looping up. Now there's the double staircases going crisscrossing all the way up. I think it looks nice. Yep, so this is where I stopped off. So let's keep going. I like to connect the supply lines per floor as I do it, rather than trying to hook it up all at the end. Because again, I really don't want to fuck up on any of these supply lines, because then I'll have to go through the system and try to debug where the issue is. And if I fuck up, that'll take a long time. So I'm trying to avoid that by being very careful as I build up. Yeah, my thought is I don't really want to make this any wider. I think this side I just want to glass off and say it's done. I think if I'm going to get wider and more supply depots, I'm going to start cramming supply depots on this side and maybe add a couple, like, more rows this way. So I think over on this side, I'm done expanding. I'm going to finish up building these up, and obviously I'm going to keep building taller on this side as I go up with more chains of supply depots. Like, I really don't want to add any more width or anything to this side. I think this side's good. Also, I find it a lot easier to connect these pipelines if you go under, because basically, if I do this, there's only like one thing I can connect to above, right? You can see that there. But if I'm like above, if I show it now, and I try to connect downwards to it, see how I can connect all over the place? That's because there's a stupid amount of supply depots down there. So it's a lot easier if I'm aiming upwards, and that's why I'm building up like this, is it's easier to connect the supply lines without issue as I go up. And I could do that down as well if I really felt like it, but I just think up is easier for me. And it doesn't really matter which way I face these supply depots. They're omnipositional, it doesn't matter. But I'm just doing it like this. Okay. Very good. I'm so curious, because what I'm probably going to do is I'm not going to build this thing all the way to the build height, I don't think. I believe my plan is to build some sort of like penthouse looking thing at the top for myself. And I'm curious if, depending on how I do it, if the entire penthouse is going to shake with the structure. Because I haven't actually really checked if these are just kind of shaking the floor they're on, or if it shakes like the entire structure no matter where. I'm pretty sure it's a proximity shake, so I think if the penthouse is like enough, like distanced enough from the mineral extractors, I think it wouldn't shake. But I have to double check that. It's the same with like all the teleporters and everything I have at the bottom of this place. I'm likely going to move. And have like my teleporter and my docking platform all at the top. So like I would live more at the top, and this is more of a downward staircase then, because you'd enter from the top, not the bottom. And that also means I have to make the unloading at the top something convenient. Which I will likely see if I can make it like one big line. So instead of having to weave between them, instead there's like a big line at the top, and I can just go down the line and unload all of them. I think that'd be nice. But we'll see how I feel when I get up there. I still have at least 4 more floors of just mining I want to do. And I think I can definitely fit some supply depots on the other side with the miners and still have it look nice. So I'm planning on continuing that way. So I'm not necessarily planning on stopping after I do 4 more floors. Also, now what I need to do is absolutely troll the shit out of any of my friends who play No Man's Sky. I'm going to teleport to their home systems, sell all my gold, and crash their whole world economy. Which honestly is probably good, because I feel like gold is a useful resource, so yeah, it's worth a lot, but you don't really go around just harvesting it to sell it. Like, you can make money faster, typically. Obviously, the way I'm doing it is rife with shenanigans. So, like, if anything, that'd probably just benefit friends, because it means in their home system or wherever I did it, it would tank the gold economy, so they'd be able to buy gold for cheap. And basically the exploit I was saying before, if you tank the gold economy, they could buy gold for cheap and then just teleport to different systems and sell it. So if anything, I probably wouldn't actually be trolling my friends, I'd probably be helping them. But it'd probably confuse them if they noticed that gold was selling for 80% off. It's like, what the fuck? It's kind of like, I guess, if you wanted to be a really, like, rich douche to a friend in No Man's Sky, you could constantly go to their home system and just buy everything, and over time you would slowly just increase the prices and prices more. And yeah, they could teleport elsewhere to get stuff, but it'd just be like a mild inconvenience. You know, if you just felt like being a dick for whatever reason. I'm trolling my friends with the power of inflation. Thanks. And the nice thing about this is, since I'm not just expanding how much gold I'm getting per hour or anything, whenever I add another floor, I'm expanding the total storage for each chain of the supply things. It means every time I get another floor higher, it basically means I have another hour of real life time before they're full up. So like if I wanted to empty these every time they're full, every floor I add means more. So like if I were to build 36 floors of this, it means every day and a half I could check and it'd be full. And obviously I can empty it early if I wanted to. It's just like, it minimizes downtime of the network. So like if it was running every 2 days, it wouldn't be hard for me to get on No Man's Sky every 2 days just to pick up a buttload of gold. And I probably should empty all the gold from these before I fuck around with them, because if I mess something up, like if I accidentally connect a couple of these, it might mess with the gold reserve that I have. I don't think it should cause any issues, but I guess technically not emptying them, then me continuing to work on this does risk that the existing gold in the network I could lose. But, eh. I mean, if I lose, you know, 20 million units worth of gold, it's not really a big deal to me. So 35 of these. So it's actually kind of funny. 35 of these seems like a lot, right? But considering how every additional floor, since there's 24 per floor as I get up, it takes 24 of these to add on. So once I get up there, I'm actually not going to have enough to even max out a single floor of supply depots. Which means I'll have to go teleporting around again. So the thing, the more I do this, the more and more metal plating and time it takes to build up each floor. So this process does slow down the higher I get. I mean, yeah, I'm getting faster at it just because I'm getting better at it, but still. Also, it's a really good thing that I don't have to power supply depots. If I did, this project would be a lot harder, because I would have to be building way more solar panels and batteries, but nope. The mineral extractors do need to power. Supply depots, no. Which I have no idea why. I mean, they have like lights and stuff on them, so you'd think they'd need power. But I guess not. Have their own built-in solar panels or something, I don't know. Also, if I had to build power to all these, it would make it a bit harder, just because I'd have to spend time wiring it all up. The resources for wiring wouldn't be that bad, because, you know, it's whatever. But it's just the time it would take. know there's like a subreddit that literally just shares coordinates of like interesting things. A lot of times it's interesting things they've built and stuff. I'm half tempted that whenever I get this done to post it on there and be like, hey, I built a facility that generates, you know, X amount of gold per hour. It can store X amount of gold. Come take a look. At night, all the mineral extractors stop making noise. Not that they're not running. They're still running at night. It's just for whatever reason, they just stop making noise. I don't really know why. Like, it's not like they're not powered. Because if they weren't powered, that would make sense, right? Because that means my solar panels would be storing enough. Like, my batteries would be running out. I wouldn't be storing enough power during the day, and I'd need more batteries if these were running out of power at night. But it's not that they're out of power. They have power, and they're still producing. Like, you can see the time and cycles going down. It's just... yeah, I don't even know. Just programmed so that they turn off at night for whatever reason. I think maybe it's like an aesthetic choice. Like, No Man's Sky wanted to make it so if you had a bunch of these running when it was night, it was like quiet hours or something. Which is fine. Again, it doesn't bother me that they turn off at night, noise-wise at least. It's just something that I noticed and was confused at first, like, hey, is it not running? And as far as I'm aware, it's still running. It looks like it's still running. It still seems to be producing. It'd be a little bit annoying, though, I guess, if I found out. So I'm just trying to make sure I can still... yeah, that's not an issue. It would be kind of annoying if I found out that it actually wasn't running, and that, like... mineral extractors always turn off at night. It wouldn't bother me that much because it's like, whatever. But, still. Okay, so now I've caught up to where I'm at. So, yeah, these are storing 20.5, and all of these should be storing nothing. Because these are the new ones. Every other one is already hooked up to extractors and everything. It's just the 4 on the end. So I can build 4 more floors for these 4. And then I'll have to build up another chain of supply depots. I already have the stairs here, so let's get the floors down. If I wanted to be really efficient with this, I could build a lot less floors and everything, and yada yada yada. But, like, I don't just want this to be a mine. I kind of want it to be a neat structure on its own. Independent of the fact that it's also just, like, a mine. Part of the reason that, like, whenever I do build a base for this place, I want it to be far enough from the extractors that when I'm in my base, it's not, like, the constant banging of the extractors. Because then that'll make that base annoying to be in. So, gotta pay attention to noise pollution. There we go. It's not trying to help me out. It's trying to make it hard on me. Getting rid of these walls as I go up because I don't really like where those are at. It's not where I want them. When I first started building, I was like, oh yeah, I'll just build a wall here and this will be my wall. But no, I'm going to build a bunch of glass walling and stuff on the outsides. Alright, so let's get the mineral extractors going. Should be about here-ish. And about there. Fine if it's not perfect. Yep, and now they're producing. And I should get 1045 if I link these. Yep, alright, producing at the maximum amount I will get from 2 extractors. As far as I can tell. And then we can get the supply depots down. since, yep, every single line is getting a supply depot, it means the entire network storage goes up by 1,000 for every single chain. So that's an additional hour that I don't have to touch these. And they don't have to be like perfectly center. The trick is they have to not be touching each other. So I've just been using kind of these squares as a guideline. I think I could have fit more. Like, I think diagonals might have been okay, but I just wanted to be like extra careful and just really make sure nothing at all was touching anything else. Also, I think it looks kind of nicer if they're not all crammed together. It'll make when it has like the glass and everything on the outside and you can see into the tons of supply depots, it'll look nicer. Yeah, so like I can't finish this floor until I get those. And I'm not going to connect all those out yet until I get those, because then I won't remember which of these are connected and which are not. So I need to go buy metal plating before I start connecting all this up. Put these over here. As you can see, I've got a lot of glass too, because I've been prepping for this build by buying glass. And I'm going to need a lot of glass. I actually likely do not have enough glass on me. But that's something that we'll figure out once we start blasting it. Which, if I get bored of going up tonight, what I'll likely start doing, since I think this side is done, like, as, you know, from the bottom down. Obviously, as I build up, it's going to keep going up. But, like, from here down, I think this side's good. So this side, I can kind of start glassing. Because I'm not expecting to make changes here. You know, there's already a lot here. 6 wide by 4, so there's 24 over here. And then again, I'm thinking I'll start putting like a few over here if I want to keep going up. And the glass paneling that I have here is kind of like what I want to do over here. But I hadn't done it yet over here because I wasn't sure if I was done. And again, some of this teleporter and everything will get moved. So like I'll destroy this bridge, destroy that teleporter, probably put a different bridge down somewhere. And then I'll probably put a short range teleporter and try to have that go as high as I can. And then do another short range teleporter to the base. So that you can teleport up and down. That'll be more useful up than it will be for down. Because down you can just jump off, obviously. Give me the metal plating. Alright, let's keep going. There we go. Alright. Yeah, just random space stations. This one. I need metal plating. I wonder if I were to go to the space anomaly and just tell people that I'll buy as much metal plating off of them as they have for stacks of gold. Oh, god. Fuck me. Oh, I went to a pirate system by accident. Pirate systems are annoying because then I can't teleport to legitimate systems, and pirate systems don't have market boards. So that means I have to go to a middle way teleporter, which is like my settlement. Which means I guess I can smuggle goods really easily if I go to a pirate system, teleport to my settlement, and then fly up to the base, space station or whatever, or if I just sell the stuff at my settlement. I think they tried to make that harder by making it so you can't teleport to your freighter from pirate systems or whatever, but it's kind of easy loophole to get around. Also, I feel like that's not something they should be preventing. Like, I should be allowed to teleport to my freighter from wherever I want, you know? You know, I never checked if... I imagine these market terminals are all connected, so I can't buy more metal plate. Yeah, right. It didn't occur to me to check, but I figured I should just check. I mean, it'd be really nice if I could buy multiple stacks of metal plating from my settlement. My settlement has a bunch of those, so... Stretching my hand. Give me more metal plating. I want all of the metal plating. Also, tritium is good. Sure, this one. I don't think I've been to this one recently. All my bases don't necessarily have shop computers, galactic terminals, or whatever. I should seriously just teleport around and put those in, so that way I could also just teleport to my bases. And if anything, I'd remember my bases better of which ones I've been to. Just gotta be careful to not go to pirate systems. Don't go to pirate systems, and to try to avoid systems I've been to within the last, like, hour. If it's been a couple hours since I've been to the system, then it'll have regenerated, 10, 15 metal plates, so it'll be fine. Not great, but it's whatever. But if I go to somewhere I've been within the last hour, there'll probably be like 10 or less plates, which is obviously not great. Also, I'm 100% raising, and like what I was saying before, if you go around buying a certain item, you can raise the price of it. I am slowly increasing the price of metal plating, but the thing is, since I'm not... From what I can tell, the price shifts are based off of the number of entities of items you're selling, right? So if I'm selling gold, I'm selling 14, or I'm selling 100,000 gold or 140,000 gold, so it tanks the price a lot. When I'm buying metal plating from a lot of these systems, it's 20 metal plating here, 50 metal plating. It's not. I'm not buying that many entities worth of items. So it doesn't actually seem like it really affects the economy in these areas that much. Okay. Just trying to see if it was something important. I didn't think I have a base in the system, so I was wondering. It's what is that? There probably is certain economy. Headphones get undone. Hopefully my audio hasn't crashed. Okay, hopefully I think it should be playing again now. Well, my mic seems to be working. I'm sure there's certain economies in this game that probably are the best for metal plating. And if I paid attention to them, this would make this process faster. But it's not a huge deal. In case you're wondering why I'm going around and grabbing tritium all the time, is I don't have an easy way to get tritium really quickly. The way I have to get it now is just flying around with my ship and shooting asteroids, which isn't hard, but it can take a long time. And tritium and dihydrogen are very valuable, because that's what you need to make frigate fuel for your frigates. So having easy ways to get tritium and dihydrogen would be nice. But dihydrogen, I do have an easy way of getting. I just buy the dihydrogen jelly in the same way that I'm doing with metal platings now, and I stick in a refiner, and ta-da, dihydrogen. But tritium, I don't have a way to do that yet, so this is how I do it. So if I am teleporting around anyways looking for metal plating, I might as well check if they have any tritium spare. Why not, right? I need that starship fuel. Again, I don't know if you can actually set up automatic harvesters, like gas harvesters or anything for tritium. It'd be nice if you could, but I don't know if you actually can. Yeah, if I need dihydrogen, I can just buy dihydrogen jelly. You can buy a lot of it, and every dihydrogen jelly in a furnace gives you 50. So, like, a 71 stack, that's a lot of fucking dihydrogen. But no tritium. It's the only limiting factor on my freighters is if I start running out of frigate fuel, I have to teleport around, or I have to go out in space in my ship and shoot asteroids. Just fine. Well, let's go teleport maybe once or twice more, just in case. Just gotta make sure I have enough metal plating. Sorry, I'm trying to open up something in my other browser. Alright, there we go. Probably teleport like this one and then one more time, and then I'll head back and start building more. I need them nanites. Alright. After this teleport, I will buy the metal plating and then head back to the build site and keep going. Alright, let's see. Yeah, I'd say we have a good amount of metal plating. Let's keep going. Is there a game called No Man's Land? So something that I apparently just figured out how to do is for a while I didn't actually understand how to tag which game I was doing, although I knew it was technically possible somehow on YouTube. But for live streams, I know how to do it with individual video uploads, and I guess I just found it. I don't think I can do it through my Streamlabs. I have to do it through the YouTube Studio when I have that open, apparently. So I guess now I'm actually tagging No Man's Sky. I go. I got no guy. But I mean, I guess it makes sense that there's a game called No Man's Land. I don't know why, but like in my mind, for some reason, that was like a weirder title than No Man's Sky. But it occurs to me like No Man's Land is probably like, you know, it's probably where the game name from No Man's Sky came from, was the thought of No Man's Land, or it's, you know, neutral ground or whatever. Like, No Man's Land is actually a term that gets used in real life. Yeah, these are off-synced. Extractors would resync it up if I, like, teleported back out and reloaded the game and yada yada yada. It's fine. going. Yeah, it doesn't really matter if any of these are like quote-unquote backwards, because they are omnipositional, and as far as I can tell, they stick basically the same from every side. If there is a difference, like, it's not particularly recognizable to me. Like, yeah, I guess, okay, like, the little bump is on that side instead of the other side, but I'm not gonna get, like, this is a big structure, I'm not gonna get that nitpicky with it, or else I'm gonna lose my mind. Alright, so that's that floor of supply depots down. Let's connect it all up. Down the front row first, because it's the most pain row to do. The stairs are in the way. Keep going. All the way to the top, baby. Okay. Now that floor should be all connected. So, like, if I go to one of these, it should say, yep, 21. And now to connect this. This corner one should not be connected. Let's connect that one right now. Yep. And now, once I connect this, moment of truth. Let's see if I've been doing this right. And let's see, this should say 21.5. Nice, good. So I have actually been connecting these floors properly. At least for that column. Really hoping I didn't mess any of these up, because then it'll take a long time to fix. Stairs are kind of hard to place in this game for whatever reason. There we go. Good enough. It occurs to me that I haven't actually flown around this structure since I got off the stream last time. So I'm curious what this structure actually kind of looks like flying around it now. I'll have to try that before I turn off the stream for today. Get a bird's eye view of this thing. Also, as I'm getting bigger and bigger and closer to space, I'm more and more curious of what the structure looks like from space. Okay, I think that's all the floors down. Let's take a look. Looks fine. Also, if you're like crazy OCD or something, don't look at the floors, because these floors, you can see they like rotate in a bunch of different ways. You're welcome for pointing that out, by the way, just to mess with people. No, but if I was actually trying to get all the floors facing the same way, this would take even additional, like, stupid amount of time. Power them up. Alright, there they go. And they're off running. And now it should be... Yep, 10:45, good. How far above my... Oh my god. Yeah, the battery tower is waiting. So that battery tower is 20 stories tall. So that's 20 of those, like, deep water chamber rooms all stacked on top of each other. And we are this much higher than that. So, yeah, we're pretty fucking high up. Alright. My only goal in No Man's Sky is to be like Scrooge McDuck. I need more gold. See, if you look how much available to build I have left of these, I don't even have enough for this floor and the next floor. I'll have to teleport around again, getting metal plating. I'll have to pay one of my friends just like a stupid amount of gold in game to go get me a bunch of metal plating. This would be a lot easier if I actually like enlist the help of somebody that would literally just get me metal plating. It's like, okay, I'll build, you teleport around, give me all the metal plating you can. That'd make this way faster. Yeah, I can craft metal plating, but then I'll run out of ferrite dust, and I need the ferrite dust to build the actual structure. Which glassing the structure up will be interesting, to say the least. I'll get that one on there in a second. Alright. Yeah, this one will be backwards, I don't care. It's fine. And look away if you have OCD or something. Okay, good. So now to connect all these to the floor below. And that means they should all have 22 worth of storage. And again, just going to do the front row first because, you know, these stairs make it annoying. So it's the hardest floor to hook up is the front, or hardest row to hook up is the front row. Specifically just like the two near the stairs. The other ones are fine. Part of the reason I actually want a glass wall in between, like, the hallways and these storage depots, except for, obviously, the floor in which I'd have to harvest all of the resources out of the storage depots, is so that way, like, there would be no risk of me accidentally touching it. There'd be a nice wall in between, so, like, if I edited it, I went into the edit window or something, if I accidentally moved or deleted something, it wouldn't be any of these storage containers or the cables or anything, it would just be, like, a wall. Just fine to put back. Also, if anybody ever does see this and they need gold in No Man's Sky, hit me up. I've got all the gold in the world. I'm the gold miser, baby. No, but I have endless gold. Literally, if any of my friends ever are like, oh, I need gold, it's like, I got you. I got you, bro. Like, I have more gold than I'll ever use. Because it's not only, like, if you build a nice, like, resource harvesting facility on any given resource, it's like, hooray, now I have infinite of this resource that I just have to come and unload whenever I need it, right? But then if you build something as stupidly large as this, it's not only that I have as much gold as I could possibly need, like, I have infinite amounts of it, I have infinite amounts of it, and I had infinite amounts of a ludicrous amount of it at all times, basically. Like, more gold than I could ever actually use. Okay. Done with that. Time to keep going. More ramp. What could be fun is trying to build a racetrack that, like, goes around this thing. Like a sort of aerial racetrack or something. That could be neat. I haven't played around super much with playing or building racetracks in this game. I think it's a cool concept, just haven't, like, tried it. So maybe once I'm done with this structure, I'll add that on. Just slowly keep building onto this structure as like a mega structure. So my stream build, you know. Build other bases and stuff in my own time, but mostly do the building for this base and stream. Although I do touch this base, obviously, to empty it, but also, like, I added a few floors onto this when I wasn't streaming. Just for, like, time's sake. Because I don't know how exciting it would actually be to, you know, watch somebody do something this tedious. Like, I feel like in my mind, this is the type of thing that, like, people just would want to see, like, the end product of. Just why I'll probably just do, like, a quick run-through video on this structure when I'm done with it of what it's doing and why. And post that somewhere, and then, like, if anybody ever wants to refer to, like, how to make the stupidest mega gold mine ever, then the video exists for it. You know, provided somebody has too much goddamn free time. Okay, now these are powered. And that one's not as center as the other ones, but let's see. Yeah, it's still 1045, so it's fine. As long as it's still producing that 1045 between the two, I don't need to shift them around. Like, it's alright. I'm getting pretty fucking close to that build limit, actually. I thought that was going to be higher. Maybe I will just keep doing this until I hit the build limit, not do a penthouse on top, and maybe do, like, a penthouse somewhere else or something. Like, yeah. How far up am I? Alright, well, I can keep going. It's just like, I feel like I'm starting to get kind of close to that. I mean, I've known I've gone a ways out. Oops, that's not what I wanted. There we go. I feel like I should play Satisfactory or, like, Factorio or something. The fact that I'm building something stupidly large like this, that's like a manufacturing facility in a game like No Man's Sky. And No Man's Sky, like, I love No Man's Sky, but this is not what this game was really meant to do. The fun and, like, big exciting part of No Man's Sky in my mind is the exploration aspect. And, like, the base building is cool and you can build some really cool stuff, but it's really not the peak of this game. So, like, trying to build out manufacturing and stuff, like what I'm doing, building out, like, this massive mine, harvester, whatever, it's kind of, like, not the peak gameplay for this game. So, like, I feel like I probably should try playing something like Satisfactory or Factorio, which literally that's the point of the game. Because I feel like I could definitely dump, you know, I'm just going to craft the metal plating because this is the last one for this floor. I want to hook up this floor. And I'm going to grab some more ferrite out of here because I like having some in here that I can see, access easily. There we go. Alright, yeah, since that's the last supply depot for this floor, so I can hook up this floor before I have to teleport around and get some more metal plating, so I can keep going. I've gone about this poorly. Normally I go like row by row, and I did this stupid way. And now like I have to be careful that I actually hook all these up. Once I'm done with these like 4 supply depots and I have to decide where I'm going to go from there, I'll check all of the chains anyways to make sure that they all have the same storage capacity. But it won't be particularly fun to debug if I fuck up somewhere and have to figure out where. Fortunately, I've actually managed to not have to do that the entire build, except for at the very beginning when I was still figuring out how I wanted to set everything up. So the entire build, I've managed to not fuck up my supply chains. But you know, I'll give myself a pat on the back for that. It's not the easiest thing in the world to do. Okay, I think they're all hooked up. I don't know why I got rid of that. This one's not hooked up. Now I think they're all hooked up. Oh, no, this one's not. So I can tell because you can only put 2 on any given, like, supply pipeline node or point, connecting point. So basically I can see, since I've been doing it on the front of these for the most part, that anyone without the front, or that I can put one on the front means I didn't do it yet. It's like all these. Yeah, all those are good. Cool. Well, I almost messed up on 2 of them. Okay. And then, okay, this one over here should be empty. Yep. All right, so let's connect that to this floor. And now, yep, 23.5. Okay. And, yep, 23.5. Alright, good enough. I know I need more metal plating to keep going, but I'll build up the next floor before I teleport around and get the more metal plating. Just double checking that I've been doing the stairs right. I don't want to mess up these stairs and have to like redo them all when I get higher. That'll be annoying. So far I think I've been fine on it though. There we go. Right there. In case you were wondering why I ran out of ferrite in my inventory, it's these floor panels. Floor panels, stairs, burning through all my ferrite. But, you know, that's what the ferrite's for. And I misplaced a goddamn panel. I'll look for that in a second. I think it clicked to the wrong place, so it's probably going to be fairly easy to find where I misplaced that panel. Like, it's probably going to be right on... Yep, there it is. Knew it. It's like, it's going to be right on an edge somewhere. Okay, cool. So, that's the next floor down. I can't craft any mineral extractors or anything because I need more metal plating again. YouTube pinged me. Advanced feature unlock. Creating posts. So I can make posts on YouTube, I guess. Okay. It's like a Twitter feed or something. I don't know if any of the like YouTube channels I follow make posts on YouTube, but you know, maybe I'm just not paying attention, or I don't know. I just don't recount seeing a lot of posts. Maybe I just don't pay attention. We're getting awfully close to my freighter, though. You can really see the low poly on my freighter and my frigates from here. Which, you know, it's for, you know, game speed optimization and everything. It doesn't bother me at all that there's a low poly. It's not a big deal at all. It's just when you're down on the planet surface and you look up at your freighter and it's like low poly and everything, you wouldn't really notice. It's not a big deal. It's just as you build up closer to it, it's like, Like, if it really bothered me, I could just do this and, like, tell my freighter to go fucking all the way over there or something. Like, I could still access it. I pretty intentionally, purposely put it close to me because I was curious to see, as I built up, how close I was getting to it. Because I have a vague idea of how big my freighter is when I'm actually on it, so I kind of have a vague notion of, how close I'm getting. Because it's kind of the concept is, you know, because how eyes work. Is something really big or is it really far away type deal, yada, yada, yada. That technically it could be further than I think, it's just bigger than I think or whatever. That happened when I was growing up and through scouting and stuff, went to Alaska. I thought it was funny in that, like, I was used to Virginia mountains and everything, or like Massachusetts mountains, or, you know, a lot of East Coast mountains. So seeing an Alaskan mountain, it's like, oh yeah, that mountain's pretty fucking big. And then the guide would be like, oh yeah, by the way, that mountain's 5 miles away. And it's like, oh, fuck. That's way further away than I thought it was. That mountain's fucking huge. Because when I think it's just like, you know, if you think it's like a mile away, then it's like, yeah, that's a big mountain. But then when it's like, oh, it's 5 miles away, it's okay. It's 5 times bigger than my mind thought it was. It's a big mountain. Also, after I am done with these floors, like the 24 floors up, instead of starting to put supply depot chains and more floors on the other side, I think I'm going to start glassing the supply depot side, just as like a change of pace and to kind of feel out the aesthetics I'm going for. And again, I think it would be a good change of pace, instead of just constantly building up on this. And it's like, yeah, I'm building this mega structure, but that doesn't mean I want it to look ugly, so I want to make it look nice to some degree. The selling point is not just its efficiency or its size, it's, you know, it is also the aesthetic. starting to get a good amount. Probably actually have enough to finish the thing that I was planning on finishing when I got back, like the next floor. But just in case, I'll teleport a few more times, grab some more metal plating. Just in case. You never know, right? Sorry, I'm just getting distracted with my other monitor. I shouldn't be doing that. It's the problem with having too many monitors. I'm so used to, like, a lot of times in No Man's Sky or whatever, if I'm not streaming or whatever, during load times, I can go look at, like, a video or something I'm doing on my other monitor. Normally not alt-tabbing out, because obviously, I'm playing the game in full screen. I should play the game in, like, the borderless windowed or whatever. So that way it doesn't actually freeze when I alt-tab. But I'm currently just playing it in full screen. So if I alt-tab out, it freezes. And yeah. Alright. Oh, nanites. Give me nanites. Nice. Those things always give you a good amount of nanites too. Like 71 nanites, not bad. Especially considering how it took no effort to grab. Let's just go... yeah, here. Alright, after this teleport, I'll go back and start building again. I think I have all the metal plating I need for the time being, for the next floor at least. And then after that, I'll probably start glassing stuff. So I might just be doing that for the rest of the time that I'm going to be on. There's a decent chance that I won't really need anything else. The biggest reason I grab all the nav data is, as you can see, it gives nanites as well. I don't really care for the nav data. I have lots of it. Not important to me. It's just doing that gave me 29 nanites, so I mean, I'll click on some nav data for 29 nanites, why not? I mean, unfortunately, you can't set up one of the giant mineral extractor things I have set up now for nanites. If you could, that'd be great. I'd love to automate out nanite production. But no. But nanites are like the game's actual encouragement for exploring and doing shit, from what I can tell. I mean, yeah, there's faster ways to do it, slower ways to do it. There's other things you get for exploring as well. But when you get to the point where you don't, like, really need money anymore, and you start, like, automating out some resources that you really need, nanites are kind of one of the things that make it so you still, you know, feel good progression doing other stuff. Just need lots of nanites. These things are loud. It's funny because they hit every time I'm like halfway up a stair, and since I got like I have headphones on, so obviously it's got the audio where I hear it from which side it's coming from. As I'm running up, I'll hear it from my left ear, then right ear, left ear, right ear. So just run up the stairs. Except for these, because I haven't logged out yet, so these haven't synced up yet. So these are just going crazy whenever the fuck they feel like they're not synced. The rest of the tower is synced, except for the new ones. Okay. So, yeah, those are hooked up and going. So let's refine the spot. like right... Oh, I actually found the 100%. Oh, it's like literally right on the plus. Oh, I can build 109 of these, nice. That means I can only build like 50 of the other things now. Because these require half as much metal plating as the other things. Okay. Yep, so 1045, good. Supply depots. For a second, it's like, what am I looking for again? It's like, right, that thing that I've been building a metric shitload of, that's what I'm looking for. Of course. Why didn't I think of that? I'm going through so many of these. And the more I do this, the more that I need of these for every floor. So, again, at this point I need 24 supply depots every single floor I add. So it requires a lot of metal plating to get to the top. Doesn't help that the tower shake. I probably should build out the supply depots before I build out the mineral extractors, just so the floor's shaking less when I'm trying to place them down. But it's not a big deal. Alright. Let's connect these up. And this time I'm actually going to go by row, just to make sure I don't fuck anything up. That's on the front. No. Alright. Okay, so that's all hooked up. And all of them should be running except for this one. Yep, so let's connect this one. Nope, didn't connect from here. There. And now this should be connected. Cool. So yeah, 24.5. Let's check them all. 24.5. 24.5. 24.5. Yep, 24.5. 24.5. 24.5. 24.5. 24.5. 24.5. Yep. Yep. There we go. Looks good. Looks great. So they're all connected properly. Alright, now what I'm actually going to do is, even though I'm not going to fill up the next floor, at least not yet, I'm going to build it up. Just so we can have, like, the ceiling and everything, too. And I can throw on walls to the side if I want. There we go. I misplaced one. Fuck. Okay, it's right there. Good. Yeah, fortunately, most of the time you misplace them. They don't get placed stupidly, like... Shit. Oh, I really fucked... Oh, no, there it is. It's right there. I was gonna say, because they don't get placed stupidly like this, which would make them harder to find if they're on lower floors, they tend to get placed... Oh, whoops. They tend to get placed, snapped onto something. And since most of these floors are, like, completely flat, typically if they snap on somewhere, it's, like, off to the edge. So it's not super hard for me to find if I misplace one where it went. It's just in the direction of where I clicked, there'll be a ledge that it's, like, snapped onto. That doesn't have to be the case. It can snap, or it can just get placed in, like, a stupid way that's hard to find. But generally speaking, it's not that bad. Okay, and yep, these are stairs, so good. And get rid of this wall, because I don't want that there. Nice. Oh yeah, look, we're getting really close to that. It's probably like only... I mean, this is a lot, but that's probably only like 10, maybe 15 floors. So yeah, that's getting up there. But for now, let's go back down to the bottom. And, oh, I still have a lot of metal plating. Alright. It's good. I'll save it for later. I don't need to use all the metal plating right now. If I've learned anything, I've learned that I always need more metal plating. So I will likely, when I keep building this up, need more. And there are still some resource nodes that I haven't automated. So there are still some resources that I can benefit from having a lot of metal plating, so I can build the mineral extractors and everything for them. Alright, good. So I got a good amount of metal plating for when I keep going again. Not an amazing amount. It's definitely an amount that I'd run out of in like a couple floors, but not bad. Alright, let's drop back down. And we're not going to start with the bottom floor because I haven't fully figured out what I'm doing with that floor yet. We'll start with the second floor, and let's start glassing it. I think I like the aesthetic of these large timber triple windows. I think they look nice, so that's what I was planning on using. If there was like really large windows for the alloy, I'd probably use that instead. But I didn't see any, so I'm going to use the timber ones. And I think the timber ones look good anyways. And I don't want to use stone because stone requires silicate dust. And that's actually kind of annoying to get a ton of silicate dust because then I just have to run around with the terrain manipulator just, you know, grabbing ground. And that would actually kind of take a while and be annoying. I mean, I could theoretically do it fairly quickly, and I might just be able to find a way to get it faster. But, eh. Okay, cool. So, like, in my mind, this is kind of what every floor would look like. But obviously, like, you'll see if I do it right here. So let's check again really quick. Yeah, looking at the alloy, I don't see any massive windows, like there's arcs or whatever, but I want it to be closed, so I need window panes, and I don't see any big windows. The biggest windows I see under anything is the large timber. And even then, they don't look like they have a ton of wood on them anyway, so it doesn't like clash with the aesthetic. Oh god, it turned night, so it does that. Like, you'll see these windows automatically adjust as I go up. So, like, the 3 lines that are in the middle of these... Fuck. They actually go away as I'm building upwards on it, because it'll only go on the top window that has those 3 lines. So, like, the entire side of the building won't have, like, big window 3 line. It'll just be big windows all the way up. Which I think will look very nice. And yeah, I lost a window pane somewhere, so I'll have to go find that. I think the best move here is to try to wall all of these sides and then do the, like, inner near the stairs. Oops, doesn't need to go there. And there's a good chance that I will end up missing some of the glass panes in here. And have to find them as I go. Fortunately, if I do miss a, like, glass pane somewhere, or I place one that's not supposed to be down, if I ever notice it's there, it's an easy thing to just, like, add or delete. So, it's not a hard fix. Just before I place any more down. Can I find that glass pane I fucked up really quick? It's like in here somewhere. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. I know I misplaced one, but I don't know where I misplaced it. It could be kind of anywhere. Alright, whatever. Let's get this internal wall done. Like, even the internal walls, you can see that, like, since they're connected all the way up, they'll get rid of the lines as well as I keep going. I have to be careful placing these, because the game's going to try to have them place them in bad places that I don't want. Oh my god, look how many of these I can build. I definitely prepped a lot of glass because I knew I was going to need it for this, but jeez. In fact, I can build like 1,000 of them before I run out. Pretty fucking good. Yeah, like that looks nice, right? And it's got the glass walls that like you can see in there still, but there's definitely a wall. Like my thought is there would also be like the walls here too. But I'm not gonna do that yet. Did I misplace one again? I did, but that's actually a good, like that's a place that I wanted to place one anyway, so that's fine. Like that just means when I get to the next floor, one of the panes is already down. It's alright. Honestly, that might have happened with the glass panel that I was like, oh shit, I lost one. It might have just gone somewhere that I actually wanted it. So, I might never find it. It's not like I'm gonna go rewatch the VOD for an hour or whatever trying to find, or rewatch the VOD for even a little bit just to see if I can find the stupid one glass pane that I misplaced. See, this is for the safety of all visitors. Can't go near the large industrial equipment. Nice glass wall preventing it. See, like now as I'm getting multiple floors going, you can see, like as I go to other floors, how it like builds up. And it's funny, technically I can still access these through the glass, but, you know, not necessarily the point. Yeah, there's the one I accidentally misplaced, but it got placed where it's supposed to be, so it doesn't matter. All I know is by glassing this, I am really committing that, like, this side of the structure, I'm not going to be adding any more supply depots to. Because then I'd have to remove a whole bunch of glass panes and expand out too. So that's part of the reason I was like, okay, I'm going to start glassing it right now. Was just to force myself in my mind of like, okay, no more supply depots on that side. We're done. If I want to add more to the other side, I've left that open for myself, but I will not add any more to this side. This side of the structure, outside of like the top and building upwards, is done. It's like these lower floors on this side, done. Basically, in my mind, if I glass a room in, that room is done. I am never to go in there again. That's what the glass panes are for. I mean, literally, the glass panes are to keep me out, so I don't accidentally go in there and, like, touch anything. Because I don't need to touch anything in there. If I touch anything in there, I might just break some of the supply pipes or something, and next thing I know, I'm going to have to spend a while trying to figure out what the fuck I did. Get things reconnected. So I don't want to go in there. This safety glass is for my safety. Alright, let's take a look. Yeah, like, that's starting to look nice. Look at that. And I have a ways to go, but yeah, look. I like that. I think also, like, this structure gets pretty fucking dark at night, and I like how these little glass panes, they don't emit a lot of light, but they do have kind of some lighting in the middle, it seems. Like a little bit of lighting, which is nice. Kinda. Alright. I almost feel like it'd probably be faster if I, like, went around the outside and, like, just spammed as high as I could see up along the wall. Like, I'm kind of worried if I do that, I'm going to start mispacing a ton of panes. So, like, I'm kind of doing this the slow way, just because if I make mistakes, I almost feel like it'll take longer to fix a bunch of mistakes than it would be just to do it the right way the first time. I don't need those glass panes there. Again, ultimately, I'll probably put glass panes there, but I'm not going to put them there for now. Fuck. See, that's what I was trying to avoid doing. Should be an easy fix, though. I'm literally adding glass panes so I don't do that. Alright, let's connect this before I forget. So it's this one. It's connecting to there. And it's connecting... there. Alright, now if I open this... Okay, cool. I connected that correctly. We know, because the correct extraction rate and the correct overall storage. So to say... Yeah, so it says time till full, so you have 18.5 hours before any of these are full, it looks like. Fuck. God, I really wish the, like, targeting on the building would play a bit nicer in this game. It is a bit annoying how, like, it jumps around a lot. Just means I have to be careful on the next floor because there's a glass pane in the middle. Cool. These edges over here are like pretty generally easy to do. Because of like the snap-on system is smart when it comes to like if you're trying to connect things to walls, typically speaking. It's just like the internal walls that are going to give me hassle. Doing this will very quickly, though, get through my glass supply. Which is fine. That's what I was storing up the big glass supply for, was for this. So if I burn through all my glass supply, it's fine. It's not an issue. It's the point. It's like, what's the point of saving up a ton of resources if you're not planning on using them? So, like, me saving up a ton of the metal plating and yada yada was specifically so I could do something like this. Be more careful. Yeah, the one right next to the stairs is always going to be the most difficult to place. So I'll be very careful. There we go. Oh, I was kicked back on. Oh god, now the tower's going to be shaking. That's not going to make the glass basement any easier. Oh boy. Figure it out. Hello. There we go. These ones also, fortunately, I'm like looking off into the distance, so it's like if I misclick, it's not really gonna snap like anywhere. It won't go off because it's like, oh, there's nothing over there for it to connect to. Like if I misplace internally, or like, yeah, it'll do something like that, which is easy to fix. If I like make an issue inside the structure, it's like it'll put the glass in between these storage depots, which is what we saw earlier, and was where I fucked up and I accidentally picked up a storage depot, which disconnected it. Bad. Am I missing some down here? Yeah, I'm not actually missing any. It's just like the render distance. So like I'm getting far enough away from them that like it's not rendering the glass. It's fine. It's just I saw down at the bottom. It's like a corner that wasn't rendered. It's like, hold up, did I miss some? No. I don't know why I'm trying to edit that one. Like I need that one to be there. Okay. I'm already doing a bad job on this floor. Yeah, I'm doing really bad on this floor. And like I need to be very careful because right there I almost picked up the deep water chamber I had here, which is annoying because that means I'll pick up that floor. And what that'll do is it'll break all the batteries in it. Which you go, okay, it's fine, just put it back and everything, right? But like it'll break all the batteries, but it'll break the connection of this other tower. Or no, I have that tunnel there, so I guess it wouldn't. Because I was like, that also means those batteries there aren't connected to the network anymore. Which means that like if I don't connect it quickly, this entire system could shut down for the night, which again, not really an issue. This isn't like Satisfactory or something where you'd have to like re-jump start it. I would just have to wait until the next daytime and then the solar panels would take over. It's just like it would be off for a night. Once the batteries ran out, of course. It's more of an issue if I were to fuck up my solar panel tower than if I fuck up my battery tower. If I fuck up the solar panel tower, then all power is gone, so even in day I might be fucked. But if I fuck up the battery tower, it just means that like night times my entire base might be offline. Which, you know, bad, but at least it's on during the day. That's literally like all the batteries are really for, is to keep everything running at night. Solar panels take care of the day. Yeah, these, I basically can't misplace them if I get close enough. So like, what I'm trying to do now is just be like nice and close to where I want to place it, and then it'll have like nowhere else to lock onto. Oh boy, I didn't realize that. Okay, that's fine. Doesn't need to be. But my base is officially not uploadable. It's too big. Like, you can see that on the stream, how it says base not uploadable because I have 3369 out of 3000. So this structure is officially too big. I can't upload it anymore. Okay. Interesting. That's fine. That just means, like, I guess people can't visit it on their own. It's not really an issue for me. It just means I can visit it. I guess that is kind of sad that that's the limit. Because that means if somebody builds, like, an absolute mega structure like this, other people can't just, like, randomly visit from the Space Anomaly or anything, right? Because, like, I can't upload it. Like, I'm pretty sure I could still bring friends to it and everything. I just can't upload it. That's unfortunate. And it's funny, in my mind, I wasn't even thinking, like, oh, it's crazy big yet. In my mind, I was like, oh, it's still just one giant building, but I'm sure people have done bigger builds. But, yeah. Before I started putting all the glass on, it was uploadable, barely, apparently. Because I put down probably about 400 gold glass panes now. So, as soon as I started glassing it, it was no longer uploadable, basically. So if I didn't glass it and I just kept the like 24 floors with gold, then I could have uploaded it. People could have been able to visit it or whatever. But nope. If anybody wants to see this place, they'll have to have me with them, I believe. Like, that also means, I guess, if I try to like give people the coordinates to this thing, they couldn't come to it. Which is a shame. I was kind of hoping I could share those coordinates to people and they could come see this thing. Because I think this is a pretty cool structure. Especially as it's getting, like, more filled out. Again, I'd definitely be curious to see. I'm sure somebody's done it. I'd be definitely curious to see if somebody's actually done a bigger, just, like, straight-up mining facility. Even if it's not for gold, even if it's for anything else. I'm sure somebody has, but I haven't seen it. I'm not even just going to glass this side. Like, I still have to do glassing around the stairs, and then I have to figure out what I want. Because on the mineral extractor side, right, I could just fucking glass it and call it a day, because the structure's pretty big already, and it can already store basically gold for 24 hours before it needs to be unloaded, and each set of harvesters can store over 2 full stacks of gold, like 2.5 full stacks of gold. So I can already mine an ridiculous amount of gold from this thing. Like, I kind of don't want to stop it yet. I keep going. Oh, come on. Where did that one even get placed? This got placed on the floor above. Ah, there it is. I'm not gonna try to carry this down. I can just go right there. I need to glass that anyways. Yeah, I keep trying to like clip up there. Alright. And yes, I did just see that I misplaced a glass panel like way on the outside edge. It's the fucking mineral extractor shaking the entire place. I will get rid of that, but I'm gonna do it from over here. Also, I figure glassing this up with like nice glass walls, you know, if anybody's afraid of heights, makes them probably a bit more comfortable, right? Because I almost walk right off the edge. I have like a thing in games that I love building with heights and building like in the sky and doing all sorts of stuff. Like I did this in my Minecraft server. I do own a Minecraft server that I have running all the time. And one of the things I like doing is I love building in the sky, and I especially love building what I called sky terminals, in which basically it was just minecart rails that was in a giant network in the sky that would connect people's houses and bases and stuff all over the server. I know people prefer nether rails, but I like the sky terminals more. I like the aesthetic a lot more of it. If other people want to build nether rails, they can do that. It's on them. But I like doing it in the sky of the normal world, right? Even though it'd take a lot longer. It'd take a lot of materials, like a lot of rails and shit. But basically, apparently there were a good amount of people on the server that were like afraid of fucking heights. Like even in games. So like going to my places, my houses, and going to my sky terminals and everything, like it made them legitimately uncomfortable. But it was the fastest way to get around the server, so you know, they'd just get on the minecart, push the button, they'd ride the rail, and they'd just like look away from their monitor or something while they sat on the rail for 5-10 minutes as they're flying across the ocean or whatever to someone else's house. Because I did time it, some of those rails were so long that like you would ride the rail for like 24 minutes or something before you got to your destination. So like, because people have gotten pretty spread out on the server and explored a lot of cool stuff and different biomes and everything. So sometimes the rail would take like a long time to get to a certain build site. The benefit was obviously this was a lot faster than walking to these build sites. So, you know, people could just hop on the rail, press the button, go AFK or whatever. It's not like you're entirely AFK too, because if you're trying to go like a really long distance, you would typically get to like another sky terminal, because obviously there are multiple of these little terminals in the sky that you'd have to switch like rails between if you're trying to go to different destinations. So it's not like you just like were riding one rail for 20 minutes. You just switch around. That's kind of how we do group builds. We didn't do that many group builds in the server, but how we do it or like group activities. I'd basically build a rail to the activity site, and it's like, all right, everybody, if you're coming, here's the rail that leads you there, the group build site or to the end portal or whatever. Still, I think I might have enough glass to at least finish this part of the building all the way up to where I'm currently at. I think. We'll see though. And I still think I lost a glass pane somewhere. I don't know where. So, if I did, I'll probably just stumble across it one day. Like, I'll just be running through here, and then I'll be like, what the fuck is that? But we'll see. Alright, where are we at? Alright. halfway. We're like 2/3 of the way or so. We are getting there. Again, it does make me a little bit sad that I can't upload this base anymore, though. Not that it, like, that's... It's one of those things, like, in this game so far, I haven't really built anything that I've ever been like, oh, yeah, this is something that other people might want to check out. This is the first thing that I've ever built that I've been like, oh, yeah, this is actually a pretty neat, you know, thing that other people might be down to see. It's, like, a little bit sad for me that the first thing that I actually built that is, like, something that other people might want to visit, and I can't upload it. But, whatever. It's fine. No big deal. I feel like I should just stop talking. Just, you know, let the pounding fill the air. It's a glorious sound. A sound of industrialization. To this previously unindustrialized, beautiful world, now being industrialized. It's the American way. It's like the joke of Satisfactory or whatever, where you go like this beautiful like alien world with like life and yada yada yada. And it's like, all right, time to industrialize this bitch. Get me my coal plant. We're burning coal, boys. But you know, I don't know, it is kind of the thing though that like on an entire planet, like a completely independent planet, right? Like one coal planet really isn't going to do anything. It's once you start having a ton of coal plants that's like, okay, you're gonna fuck some shit up. Rip wildlife. But, you know, one coal plant is whatever. Of course I misplaced that one. I had a feeling I was gonna misplace that one too. Probably shouldn't have grabbed it like that too. That was kind of a risky grab. Might have grabbed one of the other things, but it worked out. Help me out, game. I didn't misplace that, did I? No, looks good. Alright, let's see how we looking. That floor looks good. I can still place 325 of these, so I won't have to buy any more. I also have a lot of frost crystals, so it shouldn't really be an issue. I think I accidentally placed one above, but I gotta go up there anyways. I do have a bunch of frost crystals, so if I run out of glass, I can craft a whole bunch more. Shouldn't be an issue. But that would mean that I have to spend like 5 minutes just massively crafting glass, and that could be a bit boring. For me, of course, I mean. Despite what it may seem, I actually enjoy building this structure like this, even though it's like kind of repetitive and whatever. While like mashing the E button to craft glass over and over is a little bit... I kind of wish you could just, like, mass craft items. Like, you could, like, say, oh, I have 9,000 frost crystals. Just give me, like, 100 planes, or 150 panes of glass, but no. But I think that's, like, intentional because of how, like, refining and stuff works in the game, that they don't want you to just, like, mass craft everything in your hands. It's like, if you want to craft one-offs, you can, but if you want to craft more, put it in a refiner or something. This game's not super about, like, massively industrializing and automating everything. It's not really built for that. Although I actually would like if they added, like, since they add new, like, expansions or whatever you want to call them to this game a lot, if they added, like, an industrialization one, I think that'd be neat. No. Yeah, I messed up because I forgot that I accidentally placed one up here already. It's been a whole 15 seconds since I actually placed that one. How was I supposed to remember? I've got a really bad memory. I have good excuse for it, but I'm not going to get into that here. That's all it is. A good excuse, you know. Alright, we're getting there. Hear that eerie sound. This planet has silence, and like it kind of sounds like wind blowing through, which is neat. Although I guess as I glass this up, you won't really hear the sound of the wind flowing through anymore. Maybe you will. I don't know. I'm gonna make a wind tunnel so I can hear the wind. I like to feel the wind in my helmet. Cool, cool. Oh, I'm really fucking up a lot now. I think I'm getting close to the top, so I'm kind of just rushing a bit, and I need to slow down and just do it right. Too busy thinking about what I want to do next, you know? I'm always on to the next thing. Okay, I already got the glass there. Cool. Oh, is that it? Guess so. I thought I had more. Alright. Nice. Oh, that actually didn't take nearly as long as I thought it would. I thought that was going to be a much more time-consuming endeavor. Yeah. I think what I'm going to start doing is, since I know that I also want, like, this glass here. And now that I know I have the glass... I didn't do this originally when I was going up because I just wanted to glass out that thing. I didn't know if I'd have the glass. I think I'm going to go and glass up, like, the sides of the stairs. And this top, so obviously not here. Here. So, like, glass that as well. Because I know I want that. And I don't want to touch this side at all. Although there's almost certainly going to be like a glass wall here, I don't want to put any of that in yet because I don't know if I want to do anything else over here. So I need to think about that. And that's something I'm probably not doing tonight because building out that other side is going to take some thought and I'm going to need more resources and stuff. So probably not not tonight. I raid tomorrow, so probably not tomorrow. I don't know when I'll do that. I'll do it at some point. Not right, I don't know. So right now, I'm just figuring out some of this glassing. And then I'll go from there. I wonder if there's like a max per base amount of items I can put anywhere. Because I've already passed the upload limit. But like, it's still letting me build. So, does it matter if it's not uploadable? Let's place both of those wrong. Like, do I really care if I can't upload it? If I... Come on. God, I just fucking copied it. Okay, get rid of that. There we go. Like, if I hit a build limit of items, then, like, I guess I would just stop building and I'd just call it wherever it is, because, like, to fix that, I would have to go in and delete a whole bunch of stuff, and I don't know. Like, I guess I wouldn't really know what I'd do if I was building, and then eventually the game was just like, alright, no more items for this base. It's like, oh, guess I'm done then. Which I get why they don't want you uploading, like, mega bases or whatever, because, you know, server limit or whatever, I don't know. But it is a little bit sad that, like, I can't upload something this big. Doesn't matter too much if I play something wrong the first time. I can just move it. It's like, it doesn't actually waste resources if you create and assemble something. It gives you all your resources back. So I'm not, like, wasting anything doing that. Oh. Oh, right, because I glassed that side. Which, that side, I glassed it just to, like, show, but I'm going to have to get rid of the glass over there, because that's not how I want that. Alright. So, yeah, nice. Nice. And I think I'm going to get rid of these walkways for now, too. Again, I'm going to put walkways and stuff in a different way over here. Because, like, I'm going to glass down here, too. Like this. That was always the intention. I just had, like, the walkway kind of in the way. Like, down here, there's actually going to be a door to get in here, I think. Maybe not the bottom floor, because dirt might respawn and make the bottom floor kind of annoying to empty. But we'll see. My intention was actually that if I built like a penthouse or whatever near the top, that you actually wouldn't empty from the bottom floor. Actually, I'm gonna fully seal this in for now, and then I'll actually create a door on the floor above this, and that's where I'll empty for the time being. Because in this game, unfortunately, like terrain and dirt and objects can all kind of respawn. That's why I have like this big tree thing, whatever, this carbon thing clipping like into my base because they like respawn. You can see a bunch of the dirt like respawning in the floor panels already. So a lot of times you don't want to commit to like buildings that are kind of like in the ground being where you have to enter. So instead for now, in order to empty this, I'm going to take that away. And I'm going to put, can I, yeah, there we go. Because I was like, I need the door to not be in my way. I'll put this down here. So that way I can empty through this floor. And the bottom floor is just fully glassed now. Except for right here. But, I'm actually going to glass the bottom floor. I'm going to have the floor above this be where you can enter on the ground level. So this is going to stay glassed. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to have stairs. place those stairs? Wait, where did I place those stairs? Where the fuck did they go? Okay, I lost some stairs somewhere. Whoops. I'll find those eventually. It'll probably actually be obvious when I find them of like, oh, these are the fucked up stairs. Yeah, there we go. So this is where it would enter then. And I'm going to get rid of this for now too. And again, I'll probably change this in the future, but this is how it's going to look for now. Put this here and also rotate it like that. There we go. And then for this one, no, I'll just leave this open air for now, right there. And this side I'll glass as well. Oh, because then that's glassed all the way up. So, no, is there like a bigger, nicer door I can put? Like I could put the Allied Power door. I don't really want to do that. I mean, like, okay, hold up. If I put this like here, there, that might close if I go away. No, those are just open forever now. Is it because they're not powered? Like if I can, like if I connect this to like here, what'll that do? That'll close it. So then if I get a proximity switch, put it like right here. Okay, so is there an inverter? Yeah, there we go, power inverter. If I take, so can I do, that's not doing, oh, because I connected that wrong. Okay, so if I want to delete the door. There we go. Okay. Wait. Let's try that again. I might move some stuff around, but like, how is this behaving? So let's power it. Let's read what it says. So is it, like if I do this, and then like that? No, that's not working. Oh, okay, I think I see. I think I see. So if I take... So that has to be powered, right? And this input goes into here. Out here. I go away. Or... the other way. So if I do... Like, is this... I wish I knew what, like, the different attach points in this thing meant. It's like... Okay, so neither of those are going to flow out power, then, if it's connected. So I need power into, like, one of these sides. Like, if I do that right here, right? Then, like, out here spits out power. Like, does that invert it then? Okay, there we go. I think... Okay, yeah, there we go. That's what I want. Oh, and that's not what I want. And I immediately fuck up. Fuck. Can I just connect that to there? Okay, yeah, so now if I'm away, it turns off. If I get close, it turns on, and they open. Okay, yeah, so that's what I was trying to do. So now if I come up here, it'll open for me. Okay, cool. Yeah, okay, that's what I wanted. I did it. Nailed it. Oh, and I can even actually get out that way. So I guess proximity sensor isn't just one direction, it's multiple. Like if I go out here, it'll close, and then if I get in. Cool, I thought I was going to have to reset the mechanism on the other side as well, but I guess not. It definitely looks like a bit silly the way I've wired it, but it's fine. And this side I just want fully glassed up too. Yeah, like over here, I'm not touching that yet. I'm gonna figure out that side later. And it's just like along the stairs. Cool, cool. Looking good so far. I'm 1,000 above the base uploadable build limit already. I could craft a whole bunch more glass right now. Let's go to my freighter. I'm going to need to get more carbon for next time I do this as well. Yeah, let's just craft like 50 more glass right now. Just so I can keep going on this until I get all the way up. Glass doesn't go bad, so I'm just crafting a bunch of it. Like, it's fine. Good. Alright. You're entering your base. I've been in my base. My base is huge. Again, the game still doesn't fully recognize what is base, what is not base. I feel like as I get the internals structured out more, the game will get better at being like, okay, you're inside now. But I think that's the case, I'm not sure. Almost there. As I get close to the top, all these things are out of sync because I built them today, and it's not exactly pleasing on the ears. I gotta slow down on the top left corner when I do these, because apparently those ones are just, they're trying to snap like over there. If I'm doing it from like this angle, it won't do that, but if I'm doing it from like more towards the center, it will. I think this is the last floor for now. Okay, cool. So let's see how we're looking. Yeah, there we go. It's looking nice. Stop by the battery tower. Yeah, look at that. I'm debating if I want to actually put a door like over here as well for the battery tower and that. Maybe. I'll think about it. What I'll likely do, and I'm not going to do this now, I'll likely, instead of doing a door there, I'm going to... Alright, I got to just go down. I'll do something from like the top of the battery tower and loop it to this side, and then have the doors on here. Yeah, that's cool. I haven't actually played around with proximity switches and inverters like ever. I've never needed to, but to fit the aesthetic for this thing, I kind of wanted to. Yeah, and obviously, again, not glassing this side because I'm still not committed to this side being done yet. Yeah, there's glass there, it's just not rendered. And again, I didn't want the bottom floor to be the floor I empty from. because this dirt will likely kind of fill back in and it won't mess with the structure at all, but it will mess with me being able to run around in there easily. All this glass in my freighter. I can just stack things a lot more in storage and freighter, so better than keeping it in my inventory. And I burned through all my glass. I had a shit ton of glass before we started this, so yeah. Alright, let's empty out the gold that I have right now. And I already emptied this out once today, so this is just free extra gold. And in the end, I'm actually not going to have rooms like this that I empty from. My goal is I'm going to have like a big room that's one big line of all of these, and they'll be connected properly. So instead of having to like go through a room and kind of sort through it, it'd just be like I go down a line of storage depots and empty it. And again, like we can see once I empty this, yeah, it'll take about 23 hours and then it's full again. So not even 24 hours. So if I check about the same time tomorrow, I will have an absurd amount of gold. Actually, so much gold that it might fill up my full freighter inventory. Which these aren't even full stacks. These are 6K stacks, and that is, yeah, 2.1 mil. So this obviously isn't necessarily the easiest way to make money, but once you, because it takes a lot to actually build this, but once you actually have it built, this might actually be the easiest way to make money, outside of using like a duping glitch or something. The only way that's probably easier is if you somehow like were able to really get efficient with a system to make like one of the 15 mil sellable things. Like if you had all the resource things and you just knew the order to teleport and ratios and everything you needed for them. Like I guess that'd technically be faster, but eh. Alright, let's see, how much did I just get? Yeah, it's a lot of gold. Again, they weren't even a quarter full. And again, even a lot of them weren't even at a quarter. Like, or anywhere near it. Yeah, or initially I was thinking about emptying and doing a bunch of stuff in the basement, but it occurred to me again, like, the way that this grounds can come back in, the basement's actually going to be a pain in the ass to navigate regularly. So it's going to be a lot easier for me like this. And what I think I'm going to do right now, actually before I get off, is I want to switch up where my teleporter is and everything. To be, like, if I do... Just like that. No, I don't like that. I don't want to do this. Because basically, no, I'm not gonna fuck around with that right now, because I don't think I want the teleporter to be down here anyways. I think I want it to be at the top, and have the teleporter and docking bay both at the very top of this thing. And then have, like, a whole bunch of stuff at the very top. So, like, I was thinking if I could shift that building to be around here, but, like, this isn't that hard to get into, because, like, maybe I'm just gonna get rid of this door. Just add another window. And then I can come in here. Just. Is it trying to copy it? I'm not trying to copy it, I'm trying to move it. I want to turn it around so it's facing. Hello? Teleporter, It is really refusing to face my hangar. Like, can you help me out here, buddy? There we go. Because, yeah, I wanted to face this thing. I knew I'd dump this stuff back in my inventory. It's like, I want these to be in the freighter. It left a metal plating behind. There you go. Just for construction's sake, this can stay here for now. That's not bad. Minus 8.7. It's not great. What is that going to give me? That would give me 38 million. 38.5 mil. So, if I empty all of these when they're completely full, we're talking 100 plus mil. Probably around 140 mil, I think. Which, you know, 140 mil just for emptying this place once a day is, it's pretty good. And again, I was looking at that right there was minus 8.7% too. If I sold it for a positive, great. Alright, let's go back to my freighter for now. I'll stop by my settlement, make a settlement decision, see if I can sell my gold here. Crash the gold economy. I'm kind of curious how low you can actually get an economy at a certain item to get. Like, can I get gold to sell in a certain system for negative 99.9% if I were to just dump, like, days worth of gold in there? Probably could, right? Minus 10.7. It's even worse deal. I need... Okay, right, my freighters on this. In case if you're wondering how I've been stocking up on metal plating, it's basically like this. When I go to do things, I just always heed the warning. I don't care. That's 7.9k in settlement debt doesn't matter at all because it literally just means that your settlement makes you like 8k less per day, or not per day, but for that day as to pay off the 8k. Like, the most a settlement can make you a day is 1 mil, and it's in trade goods, not in actual money. It just gives you a day. And those trade goods can be kind of a pain to sell, but like even if you sell them for like a good markup of 25% or whatever, it's still like 1.25 mil a day. It's not really that much when you start getting, again, like more min-maxy with it. Like, obviously if you're starting out or whatever, yeah, that can be a lot of money. But like if you're at the point that I'm at, like I forgot much more of this. Yeah, 1.25 mil it's nothing. Yeah, tritium's always going to be the, restricting factor, however you word it. Limiting factor, right? Oh, nice. That actually made a clean 40 stack. Oh yeah, look at that. Nice. 1 row. Clean 40. Okay, great. Actually full up on magnetized ferrite. Alright, let's take a look. Can I put this in my freighter? Do I have the room for it? And I don't really need to. Alright, I can get... no, I'll leave that for there for now. I'll sort out the magnetized ferrite later. kick my frigates off. Alright, let's see. Yeah, let's just set it up. Yeah, we can set off on the trade one. Trade. And this one's a better trader, actually. And where's the best support trade vessel? 18. Oh, a whole lot of 18s, it's fine. And I guess exploration next is fine. Combat. Alright, yeah. Just balanced, so just one of everything. I'll leave the combat vessel out. It can be nice to have a combat vessel stick with you. Just because it can help you come fight in like ship fights. So if I leave one combat vessel, you know, at home with the freighter, then if I get into any space battles near it, it can come help me out. It's not super helpful, but it's not bad. So, this is just more money. Also, in case you're wondering what that large, like, roaring sound was, that's my entire floor above this, the same exact size as this room, is entirely a room of stellar extractors. And yeah, they can be loud. And I never empty them because they're buggy as fuck, so like I don't care. If they ever patch them, then I'll pay more attention to my stellar extractors. Otherwise, I'm not gonna fuck around with them. But yeah, it does make it so if you're anywhere near them, they are very loud. And yes, it does sound like there's some animal dying in the floor above me. It's just a bunch of stellar exactors. Or at least I'm pretty sure. I could go and check if there's a dead animal up there. But no, as far as I'm aware, it's just stellar exactors. Future of farming. The nice thing about having a stupid, like, big farm like this is it can be a little bit of pain to get going because, you know, all the resources and crafting the plants and everything. But once you do, like, I'm never going to run out of these plant resources. If I ever need a plant resource, just come check the farm. Just harvesting it all because I think there's still a decent amount of these that I don't have, like, maxed out in my storage yet. Or at least like a good reserve of it. I want to get a nice reserve of these going. Like the Facium, I'm pretty sure I don't have a decent reserve of. I think I might have a couple stacks, but I generally like to have like 5 stacks of any given like 9999 stackable resource, because in my mind that means I've got a really good supply of it, and that I don't have to really worry about running out. If I start running low, I have plenty of time to replace it. Because like my carbon right now, I used a ton of carbon building up those walls. Basically 3 stacks of carbon for those glass like windows and walls and everything. But I had like 6 stacks of carbon, so that's why I didn't have to run and get more or anything. It just means that next time I'm planning on doing that, which now I know I have to prepare for, I have to make sure I have lots of carbon, so before I were to stream building this again, I would probably spend a good amount of time making sure I'm stocked up on ferrite, carbon, glass, all that good stuff. because, you know, when I do turn on my stream, I try to not make it me just doing, like, absolutely nothing, like just running around shooting trees for carbon. It's not something that I need to show on, like, a stream. That's something I'd rather just, like, listen to music and whatever while I'm doing it. Alright, now I've got a good stockpile of Facium now. Still working on getting my, like, a mad stack of selenium. Alright, done with star bulbs. Almost done with Mordite as well. Good on cactuses. Good on fungal mold. Alright, good on that. You might ask yourself, oh, what is he going to do with all the spare plants that he just got? I'm putting these in my exosuit for now, and I will refine them off stream. And when I refine them, that will give me a good amount of carbon, because carbon is something that I need to restock on before I work again. So I'll be taking the carbon and refining it, or taking all the plants, refining it to carbon, and refining from there into condensed carbon if I need any more of that. I didn't check that, so I might need more. And positive. Yeah, these sell for good enough. I don't care if I sell a lot of those for a loss, because they take up a lot of inventory space. Well, like the gold, I don't want to sell for a loss really right now, because it is worth, like... Actually, no, I'm on my freighter. I'm going to sell this, because I think this will crash the gold economy on my freighter for tomorrow. And then I can do the same exploit where I just, like, buy a ton of gold from here, and then sell it elsewhere. So I'm going to try that. Which I can't currently buy gold on my freighter. Okay. Maybe that was a bad move. That's fine. And yeah, I sold everything. I sold my gold too. So it's fine. And yeah, now I'm sitting on 2.6 billion. Making moves. I wonder what the money cap is in this game. It's probably like 999 billion or something. Which, even doing something like this giant gold mine, like, I would have to do it for a really long time to hit that cap. Alright. Well, I'm gonna hop off for now. I was building the thing for almost 3 hours today. Definitely really fun. I'm gonna keep working on it, even though, yeah, now I can't upload it. So, like, if I go, I guess I have to do it from the base computer. I can't upload that base, so I guess, like, I can never show it to the community. But that's fine.